Hey guys, it's petzergling and Daz bringing you the very last game of Group G, the Super Terran group. We have Canata versus Frozean, and Canata looking really good. He took a loss to Nata, but I think he's definitely still a favorite to leave this group. And Frozean was able to beat Ruby, but he couldn't beat his first round opponent, and I really can't see him beating Canata either. Although this is Carthage, a 1v1, what I would say a pretty spread out macro favored map, and I didn't. Although Kanata's play was pretty good, I really wasn't impressed with his late game macro play. So Frozean, although not the favorite, still definitely a contender. So what do you think, Des?
Yeah, I'm going with Canada as well. I mean, those TVT stats also don't lie. Now 25 and 14. Canada is definitely, I think, the better player. I mean, he just looked much better in the first game, destroying Ruby, and he looked pretty good against Nata too. Okay, sinking 1-0. Game has started. Yeah, I think he just looks like a better player. He's got a better record. I mean, he's been around longer. And not only that, but, okay, look at Kanata's in the top left there, Frozean in the bottom right. Not only that, but he's also, I mean, he's been not a top player because he's had some problems, but he's had the skill for a long time. I mean, he's been acknowledged as a guy who's really got talent, just never able to make it due to nerves. As long as he's able to overcome his nerves, he's a pretty solid player, and I can't see him losing to Frozean.
Yeah, and once again, Carthage, a real spread out. Although it isn't a four-player map, so we may not see the super macro game like we saw in Crossbot Neo Harmony. I think we may still see a lot more vulture play here, unless one of the players decides to go for some sort of crazy like early dropship build like we saw in the second set. I can't imagine. It looks like Kanata's actually sending out an early SCV, and it looks like he's just going to go for a wall-in. Actually, I'm not quite sure if that's a wall-in. I don't know why he would wall-in the TVT this spread out. I think he may be afraid of some sort of cheese here, although walling in really doesn't help that much against Marines. I mean, although it isn't a small economic hit, it's definitely still noticeable as we see Frozean just building that supply depot by his command center to hope the SCVs pop out closer to the right side. So I don't want to call Frozean in the lead here, but I'm kind of surprised that Canata went for a wall-in like that, especially one that doesn't even encompass his natural expansion. So I guess really the only reason I can account for this is that Canata is going to go for some sort of aggressive rush or some sort of strange strategy where he wants to deny scout early on because this map doesn't have a ramp.
Yeah, he's probably going to do some kind of two-fac. Who knows? I mean, a really strange decision to wall in. Even if he's walling in to hide his tech, it's pretty easy to get around that as a Terran. As long as he makes a forward barracks and floats that over, he's going to be able to see. But even if not, I think Frozean's a smart. Okay, he's going for a 13 CC here. So 2-fac might actually work out. I don't really know what the timings are, but I'm pretty sure if he aggressively 2-facs, he's going to be able to do some damage before Frozean can get defense in time. But as what I was talking about before is that since walling in is so uncommon, especially on a map with this far distance in TVT, Frozean's going to know that Canata is up to something immediately. As soon as he scouts him, he's going to know he's up to no good. So, I mean, he's going to be able to prepare for that, and it's going to be hard for Canata to do damage. He probably would have been better off not walling in if he's going to try some sort of cheese and just relying on killing the scout.
Yeah, and Canata still has his SCVs on gas, all three of them, while he's getting his factory up. So he's definitely going to go for some sort of further tech here. And I'm not sure, he may go for something similar to what Nata did. And he's sending that SCV down to that third expansion, so he may see something kind of strange here. That SCV, I'm not sure if it's just AFK there, or he may decide to build a second factory or what. I really want to see what this SCV builds, but it's not building it. Usually yeah, it looks like 2-port Wraith, I'm guessing, because he sent that second SCV out, and the SCVs are AFK, waiting for the factory to get done. There's the 2 starports.
Okay, there's
and that's exactly what Nata did against
Frozean.
Well, yeah, okay. For a second I thought Nata played Ruby. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what Nata did against Frozean. So 2-port Wraith going to be really strong against this early CC build, because normally with a 14 CC you just want to hurry up and get units out to defend it, but you really don't always think about going anti-Wraith. And he wants to pick out that SCV, but the SCV at least saw there was a wall in there. Although I don't think he's going to expect proxy rates. You see, Frozean doesn't even have his factory done. Well, Canata is already going to have his 2 starports finished.
Yeah, I don't see how Frozean can possibly avoid taking damage here. Maybe if he's got his map sheets on and starts an armory right away, but even if he does, he's still going to take some damage. Okay, the machine shop's going up. So he's probably going to go for a tank or something. I don't see an armory starting yet, so there's definitely, yep, those wraiths are definitely going to wreak some havoc. It just has to do enough damage to nullify the fact that Canata's economy is so behind. And that's really the key here. Okay, so it's going for a 3 fac before armory, so he's going to take a lot of damage here. The armory hasn't even started yet. The first 2 wraiths are almost out. Yep, the wraiths are going down. That's going to be really hard for him to get an armory up, because as soon as he starts it, as soon as the SCV is spotted building it, he's just going to go immediately for the SCV that's building the armory. And it's going to be really hard for him to combat this. Like, what would be your best move in a situation like this? What's your best bet, really? You haven't even started your armory. What would you do in the situation?
Really, I mean, Frozean's just in a terrible position. I mean, not only did he cut corners going for the early command center, but now he's trying to get as many factories as he can just to defend. I think he was really fearing some early vultures, and we see Frozean doing what he can. Marines are actually okay, at least cost efficiency-wise versus Wraiths. They don't take him out, but he's at least, forcing Canata to divert some attention to these Wraiths. Although once Canata takes out the Marines, as you see the barracks is lifted off, and that armory actually building over there, and I'm surprised that Canata isn't looking for the armory, and now that all the Marines are down, Canata's going to have free reign with 4 Wraiths over all of Frozean's mineral line, and there goes Canata over to the armory. The armory isn't going to finish. The Wraith's targeting the SCV. It says 750 out of 750.
Nice
I'm looking
targeting.
at the... Wow, that was amazing there. And an engineering bay going up. Looks like that SCV is going to finish the armory in a millisecond there. And now with 3 factories up and turrets, I don't know, it's going to be close to call here. And Frozean now moving up with some vultures, but this can't really do much damage. At least he took out that 1 Marine. And Canata still going to be able to do some damage here. Really, I think it's almost an even game here with, the lead that Frozean had. And Canata, I don't think he took out really that many SCVs. I mean, he focused a lot of his attention on Marines. He has gotten a lot, don't get me wrong, but to nullify the chance, or the fact that he went for the proxy starports versus an early CC, and, considering even now, Frozean's still gaining a lead in SCVs because he's got 2 command centers building them. So it's really going to be up to what Canata can do with this race. I think if he keeps the race alive and makes him useful, deny scouting, maybe kill a few tanks, I think he definitely will take a lead. But if Frozean can nullify any more rate damage, I think he's still definitely in this game.
I also want to counter the fact that Frozean was forced to make an eBay and turrets, which is definitely taking away from his mineral count. He's lost a good 400 minerals, I'd say. I can't do the calculations in my head exactly. But the eBay was a good move because it completely nullifies the Wraiths, which it would have been even longer until he could get Goliaths. So that was a good move. But and just one more thing one more cost you have to add in. If he gets these 2 starports, that's going to be a big move for Frozean. I think that's really one of the keys right here. If he's able to save at least one of these starports, he's going to be have that tech advantage, which is going to be a big thing. He's going to be able to start making dropships right away, which is probably going to be pretty effective considering how hard it is to get to your opponent's base by land. Okay, he's going to save the starport, so that's pretty good. I think this puts them at around even. I think Canata is probably slightly behind in economy still, but he has that tech advantage, so that's something. He's going to have to start making factories really soon because Frozean's macro is just going to be online. Like his macro is about to kick in, basically. I think Canata's still on 1 factory, and I think the second one's building.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really strange trade-off. We have Canata, I would say a reasonably high SCV count. Probably the SCV counts are about even now. Well, Canata has the 2 bases. He has the tech advantage, but he has a really low factory count. Although he has a couple siege tanks on, I have to imagine that Frozean has some out too. Whereas Frozean, forced to build the engineering bay, forced to build Goliaths, his tech is not that established. I doubt he has scanned by now. And so, but Frozean has the extra factory, so it looks like we're going to see tech versus brute force here, and it's really, once again, I mean, as every single TVT game is, up to